Hey guys, Jared here, and as much as I love the feeling of the HTC One in my hand, I'm really more concerned with dropping it and ruining the resale value down the road. That said, here's Spigen's collection of cases for the HTC One M9. First up is the gunmetal colored slim armor. It's Spigen's toughest offering, so if tough's what you're looking for, then this case should do the job with its hard polycarbonate shell and thick TPU inner layer, which also covers the top and bottom of the phone really well. Now the kickstand might be a neat feature for some, but I find it more troublesome and irritating than anything. If you're just watching video content and not touching the screen, it should be okay, but as soon as you start interacting with the phone, it just sort of wobbles and sometimes the kickstand just pops out. The power and volume buttons are all flush, which might make it quite difficult to tell where the buttons are for some, but at least they've got great tactile feedback. The camera is recessed nicely for protection from scratches, and overall it's a max protection case, and while it does add a bit more bulk than other cases do, if protection's what you're after, then the bulkiness is a small compromise. Next is the Capsule case. It's basically just the slim armor's inner TPU layer, just not as tall. The one I have is a matte black, and I really like the feel of it in my hand. Again though, this case suffers from having flush power and volume buttons, and because they don't separate them on the case the way HTC has on the phone itself, I just keep imagining people getting frustrated with this issue. Other than that, you've got protection all around the device, top, bottom, sides. The camera's nicely recessed, and of course, all the ports and cutouts are perfect. I mean, it's a basic case with nothing really noteworthy about it, so yeah. Now, one case style that I've been a fan of since Spigen first came out with it is, believe it or not, the Ultra Hybrid, because not only can I see my beautiful metal constructed phone, but also because it's made from two different materials, which is beneficial for two reasons. The back panel's like a clear polycarbonate shell, which is great for protection, and the sides, or bumper if you will, is TPU, so it gives you that grippy feel in your hand. And unfortunately though, there's two downsides to the M9 iteration of this case. Now, one, the back's a fingerprint magnet and will get scratched up and eventually look as ugly as a shattered display. And two, once again, the power and volume buttons are flush. Okay, next up is hands down my favorite case Spigen's ever made, the Neo Hybrid. Now, why do I like it so much? Because it's the most protection you'll get from such a minimalistic design. Polycarbonate bumper, which comes in a variety of swappable colors, and a protective TPU inner layer, much like the slim armor, but without all the bulk and that stupid kickstand. The camera's still nicely recessed. Ports and cutouts, of course, are all bang on except the 3.5mm port where it has some of the TPU layer overlapping. But when you look at that, instead of flush buttons butted right up against one another, we've got buttons that actually protrude a bit, and best of all, they're separated, making identifying which buttons you want to press while it's in your pocket a lot more doable. The back also has this textured pattern, which feels nice in the hand and gives me a little more grip and or confidence that it won't just slip out of my hands easily. Just a fantastic case, and probably still my favorite case out of the hundreds of cases I've reviewed over the years. And last and certainly least is the thin fit cases. Now these have to be my least favorite Spigen cases. Being just a thin polycarbonate shell, they offer limited to no protection from drops, but do offer protection against scratches and scuffs. There's absolutely no top or bottom protection, and the camera is recessed a bit, but not nearly as much as all the previous cases. Now, one positive I will say about these cases, at least when it comes to the HTC One M9, the power and volume buttons are separated by the case, so you should find it very easy to find the button you're looking for while in your pocket. Basically, in my opinion, these cases are for those that almost never drop their phones and are just looking for cosmetic protection, which I can totally understand. Well, there you have it, folks, Spigen's HTC One M9 lineup of cases. I'll have a link in the description down below for pricing and availability for all of these cases if you wanted to grab any of them for yourself. But that's it for this one. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll talk to you all in the next one. Cheers.